Let's get right into this. Welcome to our explainer on what is, frankly, one of the most unbelievable archaeological sites on the entire planet. We're talking about Ani. It's this massive, completely forgotten Silk Road megacity, and it's perched right on the edge of the incredibly dramatic Arpachai River Gorge. Just, picture this for a second. You're walking across this remote, wind-swept plateau, and suddenly, rising right out of the earth, are the towering stone skeletons of a metropolis that literally used to rival the greatest cities of the medieval world. So today, we're going to break down exactly what this city was, who lived there, and what centuries of digging have actually revealed beneath the dirt.
The city of 1001 churches, the city of 40 gates. Those legendary titles really give you an immediate sense of the unimaginable scale of this place. And the crazy thing is, they weren't just poetic exaggerations. They represented this bustling commercial hub where absolute wealth flowed through its massive gates, and these breathtaking spiritual monuments completely dominated the skyline. This was the grand entryway of the Silk Road, linking the Caucasus straight into Anatolia.
Section 1. The Ghost City of Ani.
Section 2. A Crossroads of Empires.
So, added to the UNESCO World Heritage List back in 2016, Ani today sits as this silent, abandoned ruin, right on the modern border of Turkey and Armenia. But historically, it was an absolute strategic gold mine. Because it was placed on top of this highly defensible plateau, we're talking natural cliffs on 3 sides and massive walls on the 4th, it was the ultimate prize for conquerors. Ani became a true melting pot, a place where Armenian, Georgian, Byzantine, and Celtic cultures violently clashed, but also beautifully collided. Traces of settlement actually go all the way back to the Bronze Age, but it really becomes a fortified city in the 5th century under the Kamsarakan dynasty, and later peaks as the capital of the Bagratid kingdom. By 1045, the Byzantine Empire takes control. But 1064, that is the crucial turning point. The city is conquered by the great Seljuk ruler, Sultan Alparslan. This was a massive strategic shift that essentially threw open the gates of Anatolia to the Turks. After changing hands through Georgian, Mongol, and Ilkhanid rule, it finally faces total abandonment by the 16th century.
Section 3. A Century of Excavations. Now, to truly grasp the secrets of Avarsini, we have to look at the historical detectives who dug it up. We have over 100 years of almost continuous digging, painstakingly unearthing a massive time capsule that had literally been swallowed by time and nature. It actually started back in the late 19th century with a Russian archaeologist named Nikolai Marr, who mapped the first city plans and even built a museum right there in the ruins. Fast forward through the decades, passing through the hands of dedicated Turkish professors who uncovered Seljuk ceramics, ancient baths, and civil architecture. And today, the presidential team led by Professor Mohammed Arslan is still out there, continuously pulling the city's hidden layout, including the citadel and underground tunnels, back from the dead.
And what exactly are they finding in all this dirt? Well, the physical evidence of a booming metropolis. We are finding incredibly sophisticated Seljuk sgraffito ceramics etched with human and animal figures. We're seeing intricate bronze candlesticks, locks, jewelry. The coins are especially fascinating, honestly. Gold and silver currency spanning 6 different empires, from the Bagratids and Byzantines all the way to the Ilkhanids and Ottomans. Plus, imported colorful glass goblets, which completely proves this Silk Road hub was pulling in luxury goods from far, far beyond its borders.
I do want to pause on one really specific item found among the ruins, a kachkar. This is an intricately carved memorial stone cross. And this is so important because it acts as a true hallmark of medieval Armenian Christian art. Finding these scattered throughout the site is just a perfect example of the unique, physical, cultural fingerprints left behind by the highly diverse people who built and loved this city.
Section 4. Masterpieces in Stone. Now, small artifacts tell us about daily life, sure, but it's the towering architecture of Ani that leaves visitors absolutely speechless. It acts as this dense, overlapping tapestry of rival empires, leaving their mark on the exact same piece of real estate. Take the Ani Cathedral, for example. Finished in 1001 by Queen Katerinaide, the architect was Tridet, the same master who actually repaired the Dome of the Hagia Sophia in Istanbul. It features pointed arches and clustered columns that actually predate Gothic architecture in Europe. It is totally revolutionary. But then there's the transformation. In 1064, Sultan Alparslan conquers the city, prays his first Friday prayer right there, and that magnificent cathedral is transformed into the Fethiye Cami, becoming a really profound symbol of Seljuk victory. It's one building carrying 2 massive historical narratives. Right down the road from that cathedral is the Abel Manucher Mosque, built shortly after the conquest. And this is incredibly significant because it is the very first Turkish and Islamic mosque built in all of Anatolia. It boasts this spectacular ceiling made of rich, geometric mosaic patterns using red and black volcanic tuff stone, and its octagonal minaret, proudly displaying the word Bismillah in Kufic script, actually dual-functioned as a towering watchtower over the entire sprawling city.
Okay, now check this out. Amidst all these massive Christian cathedrals and Islamic mosques, archaeologists also uncovered a Zoroastrian fire temple. Dating back to somewhere between the 4th and 6th centuries, this Sassanid open-air sanctuary just proves the sheer diversity of the city. The crucial point here is that Ani holds architectural proof of its complex, pre-Christian religious history, sitting right shoulder to shoulder with the later empires.
And sometimes the history of the buildings is as dramatic as the empires that built them. Take the Aziz Pricket Church. Originally built in 1035 as a massive, circular domed structure specifically meant to hold a piece of the true cross. But then, in 1957, a massive lightning strike hit the building and miraculously split it exactly in half. Literally straight down the middle. So today, half the church is a pile of rubble on the ground, while the other half survives, perfectly sliced, giving us this incredible cross-section view of its medieval masonry.
So what actually happened? Why is it just a ghost city today? Well, 1319. That is the year a catastrophic, completely devastating earthquake ripped through the region, collapsing domes, shattering walls, and bringing the megacity to its knees. When you combine this natural disaster with shifting global trade routes that just bypassed the city entirely, and later the brutal Ottoman-Safavid wars of the 16th century, Ani was finally completely abandoned.
Section 5. Life above and below ground. Let's pivot our explainer away from the monumental, royal, and religious ruins for a second, and look at the actual day-to-day infrastructure that kept this massive population alive. To understand how advanced Ani was, just look at these engineering feats. They built a magnificent 2-story Silk Road bridge right over the river. Merchants and massive trade caravans would cross the bottom level, while city guards patrolled the top level. Once inside, those merchants entered bustling Seljuk bazaars filled with workshops, walking on advanced cobblestone streets equipped with full sewage systems. And they could wash the dust of the Silk Road off in complex multi-room domed bathhouses that featured completely separate changing, warming, and heating rooms.
But crazy enough, that was just the surface. Let's walk step by step into underground AMP. First, you descend into the Bostonlar stream valley surrounding the city. Down there, you have to navigate thousands of caves carved directly into the soft tuff rock. And this wasn't just a few cellars, okay? This was an entire subterranean world. You can explore underground churches, intricate tombs, storage rooms, even pigeon houses. Most incredibly, they carved out a labyrinth of emergency tunnels that linked all the way back up to the citadel, allowing the city to survive brutal sieges by moving entirely underground.
Which brings us to a crucial question I want to leave you with today. What other secrets remain hidden beneath the lost city of the Silk Road? With teams still out there excavating as we speak, peeling back layer after layer of Kamsarakan, Byzantine, and Seljuk history, Ani is far from a finished story. It's a massive, ongoing puzzle of human ambition, and the dirt is still talking. Thank you for joining me for this explainer, and I really hope this deep dive into Ani gives you a whole new appreciation for the hidden histories lying just beneath our feet.